Where should I look? Okay.
5, 4.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another fun-filled night here on the set of Spirit Connections. How's everyone doing tonight? This is when I wish we had a live audience. But we don't. So we are back again every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. You can find myself and Mrs. Stephanie Burke here at the WCTV studios here in Wareham filming Spirit Connections all week. No, actually it's just this 1 hour, the live hour. But anyways, now's your chance to get into that chat room so you can ask some questions. Before we start tonight, I want to just announce again that Andrew Lake, author of Ghost Hunting Southern New England and also one of Jeff Belanger's 30 oddballs from his 30 odd minute show, is going to be in my office in Pembroke this Friday night, September 28th at 7 p.m. He's going to be doing a lecture on his book, and if you guys have ever or have been wanting to see him, he's an amazing speaker. I'm telling you, I know you guys who see him all the time on the show, you hear his voice. His voice is so relaxing. He could sit there and say, tomato, 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 and you would just look at him and say, go on. Tomato what? What? It's soothing. So I highly recommend it. Again, that's at my office in Pembroke, Mass. Friday, September 28th at 7 p.m. So if you're interested, email me at tiffcat, TIFFCAT3 @gmail.com. Thanks. So now let me introduce you to my guest, Mrs. Stephanie Woods. How are you?
Fine, thank you, Tiffany. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. She's known as the Singing Bowl Lady.
That's me.
And it's funny because I have heard of you a couple times. Actually, I know that you've been over at the center in East Bridgewater.
Yes, that's correct.
I was on their, not website, but on Facebook. You were just there, what, a couple weeks ago?
Yes, I believe it was the 17th.
Okay.
Yep, I'm trying to do a regular thing there the third Monday of every month. And we got a very good response, a lot of good feedback, and so we're going to make it a regular occurrence.
That's wonderful. It's funny, when you called me, we spoke, and I didn't know. I was like, well, what's the deal with the bowls? What is it? Is it like a didgeridoo? What do you do with it, you know? And so you explained to me how they're really great for meditation.
Yes.
So if you want to elaborate a little bit more on, I'd like to know, as you guys see, here are the bowls. Now, we have 7 on the table here. Do you tend to use more than 7, or?
No, these are all that I have. I have these 7, although I have 4 bowls that can get 2 tones out of them. But out of all the 7, I can get all 7 notes out of the scale, which means that I can address all 7 chakras. I've also incorporated crystals, which you probably can't see, inside of each bowl, and the crystals correspond to the note and the chakra, and the frequency from the bowl will potentiate or amplify the effect of the crystals. So it really makes for a more powerful experience. But it's a very gentle and very relaxing way to assist in meditation and relaxation.
And actually, before, what's not therapeutic is the train going on behind us. But what is therapeutic, like you said, it assists in meditation. And I know a lot of times, especially when I teach my guided meditation classes, I will have music behind us in the background, just going over and over and over. And it's repetitive. So do you think it actually helps out in our brain waves as far as helping to relax, or? Oh,
absolutely. I mean, we're all giving off waves, and we all have our own specific frequency. What happens is, but that can change. If there's something wrong, if you're having a physical problem or a spiritual or emotional problem, we always say we're out of tune, or, out of sorts. The bowls, on the other hand, are pure frequency. They don't change. So what happens is your brain waves or the frequencies will match up with the pure frequencies of the bowls, and the body will take whatever it needs from the frequency of the bowl. So I can be in front of a group of 20 people, and after the bowls have been played and people have awakened, each person will tell me that they've had a different experience, simply because everybody needs something different. So I've had people in a group, oh, my headache is gone, or one woman came in, she came in right at the last minute before I started playing, and afterwards she goes, you know, I had an argument with my sister before this, and now I can't even muster up an angry thought. So it kind of meets you wherever you need it. That's the great thing about it. And you don't have to do anything. You just sit, a lot of people like to lie down on a mat, and you just listen.
And it's funny because prior to the show, Stephanie was here and she was giving us, I dragged Warren in on it, and she gave us a treatment of what it's like. And if you wouldn't mind, if you want to kind of go over maybe, I know the bowls are different sizes, obviously, so maybe if you want to talk about what they actually mean, because I know that you said that they are related to certain chakras.
Certainly.
And also if you want to play them as well as you go along, maybe a little bit, and then we could do a demonstration a little bit.
All right.
Just so they can see which one makes noise.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, this bowl here is related to the root chakra, and that is the note C. And the bowls, the metal bowls and the Himalayan bowls differ from the crystal bowls. A lot of people wonder what the difference is, in that you get an undertone and an overtone. So a crystal bowl is usually tuned to one note, which is fine. I mean, a lot of people have that, they prefer the crystal bowls. The singing bowls, the Himalayan bowls, will give you almost like a sweep. Let's say this frequency is 500 hertz. Well, the singing bowl will give you anywhere from, say, 480 to 520, and I'm just pulling numbers out of the air. So you just get a whole sweep of things. So more conditions can be addressed with one bowl, as opposed to a crystal bowl where you might need a whole set of them to address a whole lot of problems. Okay, well, here's the root. Now here we have the sacral, which is the note D. And they're approximates. It might be D sharp, D flat, but, you know, in that range. Then solar plexus. And if you notice, I'm playing around the rim.
That was my favorite sound. That
Was
one.
it? For the solar plexus.
Belly.
But also we can go, and that is a note for the crown chakra, which is very nice because in meditation you want to activate the solar plexus and the crown. You get that energy coming in. More bang for your buck. Now that'll go on for a while, so we'll just stop this. Also, I get the heart chakra from this one also, so really I just need these 4 bowls to get all my 7 notes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't even have to use those bowls. Throat chakra, 5th chakra. Third eye. And we heard the crown. The note B.
You guys zoning out yet?
It is very, very relaxing. I mean, I can't appreciate it myself unless I'm getting a treatment because I'm working.
Well, afterwards I'll do it.
Okay.
No, we've tried it before the show, and that's why you're doing it and I'm just watching. I'm keeping my hands to myself tonight. But anyways, it's funny because I did a class with a didgeridoo. Someone actually was playing one, and it was my first time being part of a hands-on meditation class with an instrument. And it sounds so simple, like why wouldn't you want to incorporate music with a meditation? And like I just said, now going forward I incorporate my classes with music with my meditation. But my experience with that, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And the person that was playing, he asked everybody in the class, okay, do you have any issues that you want me to work on? You know, obviously we couldn't name everything. I was like, well, yeah, I have. And he's like, no, just give me one, please.
Just one, please.
Yeah. But he focused on the area that I asked him to, and it was just relaxing, and you didn't hear people in the next hall, or you didn't hear phones ringing, you didn't hear anything.
No.
You would just, because it was the sound you were focused on, and like we just spoke about, it does it does kind of relax the brain waves and get them going in one particular motion.
Right. Yeah, you don't have to do anything. You just find yourself, most people fall asleep within 5 to 10 minutes, but after the session is over, they also report that they're very keenly aware of the tones. You know, they don't really want the tones to stop, but yet they're asleep. So it's almost like a lucid dreaming type of thing.
I love that feeling.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
very
that
nice.
feeling.
Yeah, I remember having a bowl session from my teacher when we were down in Pennsylvania, and it was almost as if you were immersed in a pool of air. That's the only way I can describe it. You felt buoyed by something, almost like you were in water floating, but you realized that there was nothing around you, but you felt
Right.
supported by something. It was just an excellent feeling. I mean, I wish I could feel that when I was playing it, but I have to
know.
concentrate. So it's,
I know.
but yeah, it's I just love the bowls. They're very, very special to me.
Now, how long have you been playing the bowls for?
Gosh, it's just been a couple of years now.
A couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And what made you decide to start using the bowls as a tool for meditation?
Well, as we spoke earlier, I had been working at a job, various jobs, but the longest I'd been on a job was almost 25 years. And circumstances arose, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate these days, that
Wink, wink.
that there was somebody in a supervisory position that wasn't really the nicest person, and I just said, hey, I'm too old for this. I don't need this. I really don't need the aggravation and the stress. And, foolishly or not, I left. And then I said, what am I going to do?
I know. I don't have a job now.
What am I going to do? Oh my gosh. So I said, well, you know what? At least do something that you enjoy doing and investigate. Take classes, read, do whatever. So I was at Circles of Wisdom. I you know how you get on the computer and you just go from place to place and you never know how you end up.
Right. You just,
well,
you're looking.
right.
Yep.
So I found the Circles of Wisdom site, and they mentioned a class called the Black Class with Mitch Nur. He comes up from Quakertown, Pennsylvania, about 3 or 4 times a year.
And Circles of Wisdom is in North Andover?
North Andover, Massachusetts. So I went to the Black Class, and you had to be blindfolded, and we were seated, and I sat in the back of the room against the wall, and he was playing gongs and different native indigenous instruments from the Himalayan region. And I didn't know what to expect, really, and people in the audience had come to these events before, and I said, they said, well, you're going to love it, you're going to love it. I said, yeah, okay. Well, after he was through, and of course it seemed like 10 minutes, and it was just it was an hour, I didn't want to wake up. I was like, this feels so good. So I stayed back to back because it's a 100-mile round trip for me, and this time I sat on the floor in the front of the room, and I was just entranced by these. He had some bowls, but he wasn't focusing primarily on the bowls. So the next day he offered another class with the singing bowls, and I had no intentions of coming back there, but I was just so fascinated that I came back on the Saturday. That was the introductory class. And to get my certification, I then had to take 3 other classes down in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. And that's what I did. I just fell in love with the bowls, and I also procured my bowls from him in Pennsylvania because he has direct connections with people coming from Nepal all the time. Lamas come and he hosts them at his studio. So he's the real deal, and these are authentic Himalayan bowls.
Wow.
So that's where I got started. That's how I fell in love with them. Yeah, now they're made of what they call bell metal bronze, which is copper and tin. The mythology out there is they're made of 7 consecrated metals, but he teaches us that that's not necessarily true, that it's basically copper and tin. But it's an old copper. When you get the antique bowls, it's they call it red Lee copper, and it's really not mined anymore. So it's the difference between the older bowls and the newer bowls.
Absolutely.
That gives you a deeper tone or a more resonant tone with the older bowls.
Wow.
Yeah, they're just wonderful. I think they're alive.
Oh, of course, of course. And if you guys can't see, I know Stephanie brought up that she puts the crystals inside the.
Oh yeah, I have something. Well, I can show you a couple.
Stuck.
I got the a rainbow quartz here and an amethyst for the crown chakra, and a citrine for the solar plexus, and I have different crystals in each one that correspond to the chakras and the notes. But yeah, I have these on these sticky pads, because otherwise they just slide around and
Oh,
you can't exert the pressure that you
Exactly.
really need to make them sing. So they're not glued.
Well, even with me trying to play. Watch this. Oh, I'm holding it wrong.
No. This one you strike with. This one you can
Oh.
use to make it sing. The one that's wrapped in
Like this,
suede.
like this?
Well, hold it like
No.
a pencil.
Okay.
Like this. Yep.
But you have to apply pressure.
Yes.
Oh,
and
this is the
even-
one that just vibrates, right?
Yeah, well, try that one there. That's a little.
Awkward. No, I got this one to go.
There you go.
See? It sounds like a mermaid.
And not too fast, so you'll
Oh,
get that
sorry.
chatter.
Nice and slow.
There you go. You got the touch, Tiffany. She's got the touch.
Watch out. I think I'm giving you a run for your money. I'm kidding.
Too funny.
And that's the throat chakra there.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can
feels
feel
so
it
good,
vibrate
yeah.
still.
Anyways, moving on. Although I do like this one too. I'm going to try this one. Oh.
Most people are really drawn to that bowl for some
Really?
reason. Yes.
I think it's because it's shiny and it's not too big, so it's not that intimidating. And it looks like a big soup bowl. Do you know what I mean? Like everybody can relate to a big soup bowl.
Tiffany's take on singing bowls. Soup. Okay, raccoon.
I'm not hungry. Anyways, so what I'm going to ask you to do, and for all you guys at home, I want you to get cozy, relax a little bit, get your questions out of your mind, write them down. You can ask us in a minute. And I'm going to ask you, Stephanie, if you wouldn't mind just doing maybe about 5 minutes or so
Okay.
of a little demonstration, so you, the viewer at home, can actually feel what it's like. And Steph, who's in the chat room, you can feel what it's like too.
I'm
Except-
excited.
Yeah, it's really good.
You want me to remain seated? Or?
Whatever, I can move out of the way too.
Oh, okay.
I'll just you're like, yeah, move.
Didn't
come
know
hang out with
if
me.
I stood up, would that be all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. We have.
Ooh, you're so mean.
Am I out of the?
Yeah.
All right, well, what I'll do is I'll just play my introduction. And
my
this is
card.
what I do just about every time that I play. I have an intro and I have a finish, which is more or less a mirror image of the intro. And then in between that, I can do a chakra balancing or whatever. I just kind of, freelance it
Play it
at
all.
that point.
We have time.
Okay.
No, seriously, we do. So show us a little bit of.
All right.
Yeah,
that you
don't
want.
feel like you have to stop at 5 minutes.
No.
5 minutes is kind of.
We don't want to pressure you to doing more than you want to, but
Okay.
I'm totally okay if you play for the rest of the time.
Play all night. I love these bowls.
They're so cool.
All right, are we ready?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll just do my routine then.
Okay.
As I wipe the drool off my face. I don't know if any of you guys at home got to actually feel the exact same thing I'm writing right now, that I feel like a marshmallow. I do. So
It is very
thank you
different
so
in
much.
person.
No, you can't have my microphone. I'm sorry. You take your own.
I know. I know.
You're all screwed up now.
I am mentally, and here I come back in. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love to play. I'll play all day.
For those of you guys who are just joining in at home, this is Stephanie Woods, the singing bowl lady. And where are you out of? Are you out of Bridgewater?
Yes.
You're out of Bridgewater, my hometown. So
Yay!
yeah.
But I travel.
I will travel with my bowls.
Well, I've done shows in Connecticut and Rhode Island. In
wow.
fact, in October, I'll be going to do, they're having a benefit with Masonic Care Hospice. And for the families who have had people pass while in hospice, and they're having a memorial service, so I'll be playing.
Oh,
I'll be playing there, yeah. I played for the hospice volunteers a couple of months ago, and I got a good response there. It was very nice. It was appropriate for them. It was, yeah.
Right,
Very
because it's
spiritual.
not exactly, that's exactly what these bowls represent. It's spiritual and it's just relaxing. This is the second treatment that I've had in a matter of an hour, so I'm on cloud 9 right now. Like Warren, like I said, I dragged Warren in before, and
Kicking
he's
and
like, so
screaming.
I was asking Stephanie before the show, I said, well, when's your next event? And she goes, she's thinking about it, and Warren goes, well, wait a minute, isn't it every Tuesday?
Here?
Yeah, every Tuesday here, isn't that your next event?
Sure.
So, I mean, you're welcome anytime. If you,
Oh, thank
I don't know
you.
how much we'll get done with the show, because now, like I said, I feel like a marshmallow. I feel like I'm like, okay, Stephanie.
Great testimonial.
But it's great. I would love to have you come in for one of my guided meditation classes that I
Oh,
teach.
I love that. Thank
So
you.
I'm going to be teaching meditation monthly at maybe even more, at my location in Pembroke.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have to come by.
I'd love to, thank you.
Yeah, I think that's great. I do. It's so good. So now, Stephanie, how can people find you?
Well, I have a website, thesingingbowllady.com. And I also have my email address on that site, swoods@gis.net. And my phone number is on my Facebook page. And the Facebook page is under my name, Stephanie Woods. And
Pictures of bowls.
Yes, I have no other pictures but bowls. I am the bowl lady. I love the bowls, bowls. And as you know, as soon as I can afford it, I plan on getting more bowls. I'd like to get one of those really big, deep,
The big
resonant
ones,
ones.
yeah.
You know, you hit them and they just go all through
They
you. I
vibrate.
love that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, how have you played them outside?
Have I played?
Or have
them
they just always been
outside?
inside? Because I figure it'd be like magnificent to hear these outside, like doing creative energy is flowing. Now I got to find a place to have you come outside.
Okay.
Maybe we can have a retreat or something, and you could be part of a minute. Of course, I'm talking a big talk right now.
Well,
but
it'd be nice. It'll be something that would be nice in the woods or in a
Right.
nice, quiet place where there's no traffic noise or anything like that to
I just got to
distract
find the
them.
place.
Right. I mean, so that's why I've been primarily doing it indoors, because the acoustics are better and you have the sounds bouncing off the walls. But yes, if it were a nice, quiet spot, that would be beautiful. I mean, with birds and crickets
would
and all
love
that.
it.
Oh my gosh, that would really be very, very special. Very special. That's a great idea.
Thanks. Thanks. No, it's funny. Yeah, I'm definitely on a zoned out period. Steph, do you have any questions in the chat room?
We don't have any in the chat room, no. They just agreed with you that they feel like marshmallows as well.
Did they?
Yes.
What have I done?
Did you guys close your eyes? It works so much better when you close your eyes. Not that I don't
Yes.
like looking at you and watching you play, but at the same time, it's as if because I did peek a little bit. And when I peeked, it
had
was
to
like, so
peek.
wait a minute, which one did she use and for what and why?
It's cool
So.
to watch as well. I was trying to close my eyes, but I wanted to see what was going on, the curiosity.
Right.
You may have asked this already, and I don't even know because I'm in a la-la state of mind right now after listening, but have you ever thought of doing a CD or?
Well, actually, I had done another show about a month and a half ago, and they did record it for a CD. Now,
Oh, wow.
the gentleman who did record it, his son is in some exchange program He went to Japan with his son on Labor Day, and he'll be there for a few months. But he took the CD with him, and he said he'd lived in Japan for I think 16 years, or so he has contacts there. So he's going to shop it around, and in fact, I just mailed it from the post office to the Library of Congress. I copyrighted it. So, woohoo!
You should.
So
You
cool.
should, because I don't know of anybody else around this area that does this, you know. And it's just like the one guy that I took the class for. It was in Norton. I took the didgeridoo class, and I haven't been able to find anybody that does the same thing that he does. So he's
Right.
the only, and I think he lives in New Hampshire. So he's the only one that I know. So I have only a couple CDs, and I want more, you know. So. I just think it's great, especially now in the area that you're in, Bridgewater. I mean, you have Uplifting Connections.
Yes, I've been there. Yeah.
Okay, you have the center.
Yes, I've
Pembroke
been
is a little bit of a hike, you know.
I was at
but
Angels of Light in Norwell.
yes,
With, Kathy Burke.
that's
Very-
right
very
near. That's
nice
right
people.
near my place.
Is it really?
Yep.
Right on Washington Street there?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not in Washington, but I'm like
Right
in the
close
vicinity,
by.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're wonderful up there. And
Actually, Kathy's going to be on October 16th.
really? Tell her I said hi.
Yes, I will. I will.
But yeah, I would love to do more recording. But you know, finding a recording space, and then somebody who knows how to record the bowls. And my first recording that the gentleman is shopping around in Japan, he told me, get over yourself. You know, I wasn't happy with the recording. It's like,
Right.
oh, well, there was a lot of ambient noise, and it's like, he goes, look, all artists are like that. They're never happy with what they do. You know,
Right.
they want it to be absolutely perfect. And just get over yourself. But
I know.
But I know that as I do more, and when I get a real live studio, that and you have more than one take or whatever, then it'll just get better and better, and just try to do different tracks, and the sky's the limit. I love it.
Exactly. You'd be amazed. I know. Lately, I've been getting requests about doing a meditation CD and so
Yeah.
forth. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I will.
Why not?
We'll have the bowls in the back. Meanwhile, I'll stop within a minute. People are like, oh, this CD is awful. She's snoring. This isn't.
I was just going to say that. What's that in the back?
Yeah, it's bowls and snoring. It's not.
Well, I find that flattering. My teacher says you should be flattered when people fall asleep because it means that you're doing your job well. So
Exactly. Well, I mean, you saw me. First of all, I come flying in here. I said, oh, yeah, I'll meet you at 5:30. I get here at 10:06, and I was sweating. I had to go to the bathroom. Like, there was just issues going on. And so, you know, she's like, all right, sit down. I'm going to play the bowls. And so that's what happened. And it took, because I could hear people in the next room, so it took me about 5 minutes to finally just like tune out and zone in. And actually now I'm, like I said, yeah.
Well, that's usually about all it takes. But between 5 and 10 minutes, and you do hear. When I first did the program up at the center in East Bridgewater, after about, I'd say, 7 minutes, there were 3 people who were snoring.
Snoring away.
They didn't drown out the bowls, but boy, they were happy campers.
Now, how big are your classes usually?
Depends on the demand. Whoever shows up, anywhere from 7. The largest group I had was 20 people.
Wow.
For the Dowsing Association, we meet in Bedford. That was wonderful. That was really
Wow.
wonderful because you had a lot of people who were into the spiritual type stuff anyway, and they could put into language exactly how they felt. And
Exactly.
And there's some people who they feel a certain way, but they don't know how to express it. These people knew. It was like, speaking French or whatever.
Right.
They knew the right words to use, and the feedback was really great. It was one of my first groups, so it was very encouraging. But I'll play for one person. Okay.
Well, do you offer private sessions?
Absolutely. I have all of those things listed on my site.
The silly,
TheSingingBowlLady.com.
the silly bowl. That's what I was going to call you. The silly bowl.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you know.
I find myself like not even typing correctly right now.
I know.
I feel so.
Relaxed.
Yeah, even when you were playing like certain ones, you could feel like the ping in your chakra area. I don't know if it was just me or not, but
No.
it's just
No, it's not
Like,
just
is that
you.
psychological? Is it really happening?
It's really happening.
Because you don't expect it. But I was like, oh, what's that little jolt of energy? It's really cool.
And it's funny because the blockages that I have, like I could feel also like my anxiety like go right to wherever it was, and I'm like, oh, it's because the energy wants to come in and I'm trying to block it. Yeah, you know, so gets that anxiety feeling.
A woman at the Dowsing Association, she was saying, I still feel like I'm vibrating.
Yeah.
So she just felt it in her throat chakra. She said, that's still humming.
It's so nice.
When I walked in tonight, I heard that resonating noise. I'm like, what is that? Because I've never, besides sitting next to you at that event, I could barely even hear because people were so loud.
Yeah, it was.
But I was so relaxed the whole time and I couldn't figure out why. I was sitting at the event going, wow, this is really nice. It actually helped to balance my energy, I think, because normally when we go to events, there's so many people,
Yeah.
so many different energies that it drains you after
Yes.
being there for 6 hours, 8 hours.
Yeah.
So I couldn't understand why. That was the only one that I ever lasted through. And now putting 2 and 2 together, I figured out why. It's because I sat next to the singing bowl lady.
Right.
But walking in, I could hear that resonating sound, and I'm like, I wonder what that is, because I never really heard them played before. And after you had finished doing it, I'm like, that's what it was. So it was
Yeah.
still going. Even though you can't hear it, it's still going. And
Yes.
it's so crazy.
Absolutely.
It's so cool.
Yep. The body knows best.
Yep.
I know.
It really
We
does.
always second guess it too, and I don't know why.
Oh, gosh.
But we do. We do. We never give ourselves enough credit for it.
That's true. For anything.
I know.
We're always putting ourselves down, and we've got to stop that.
No, I know it's hard for you to relax while you're playing because you're working, but do you ever get the opportunity for someone to play the bowls for you?
No. Do you know any of them?
Well, tonight's your night, Stephanie.
All right. Go.
I know.
Oh my God.
Just close your eyes and relax. I can't even hold it. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh, Chucky.
maybe I should. I know.
Oh,
Should just put it
it's a
away.
thought that counts.
I know.
But you know, you do
Here
get
we
an effect
go.
from it because, I say, even a person who is hearing impaired can have a benefit from it because the bones are a resonator of sound. So it doesn't matter whether
So you
you
can feel the
can't hear or anything.
vibrations.
Yeah, and all of your cells are activated by the vibrations. And when you put the bowl, you can put warm water in the bowl and put it on the body. And what happens is, sometimes I do a demonstration where I'll pour water. I'll take the crystals out, of course. I pour water in, say, this bowl and that bowl, because they're the most shallow, and just make and sing with a mallet. And you can see the water's aerated. The water starts bubbling and splashes all over the mat. And when you put it on the body, that's what's happening. You're oxygenating your body, and who doesn't
I
need
love
more
it.
oxygen?
Right.
And it's very good for injuries, for people who are bruised or whatever. It's a part of the body that's maybe soft tissue that perhaps is not quite up to snuff, or an area of the body, and you're bringing blood and oxygen to that area. I mean, that's what a massage is all about, is bringing blood to the area, and when you bring blood to the area, it's carrying oxygen. But you can actually see with your own eyes what's going to happen.
This is the best.
Yeah.
It really is.
And it's so gentle. I just stand here. You lie there. Nobody has to. You don't. You leave your clothes on. You lay down on a mat, or you can sit in a chair, whatever. And it's one of the few modalities where you don't have to do anything. Absolutely, no. You just show up.
Wow.
You just show up, and the bowls do everything. I mean, it's not even me. It's the frequencies from
Well,
the
I'd
bowls.
love to have you come to Pembroke.
I'd love to
Well,
go.
you know, and we can set something up.
Sure.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would love to, you know,
Well, they
Yes.
just
hear
don't
from
know.
you and-
People just don't know. I mean, I think more people.
I
have
didn't
heard of
know.
the
I didn't
crystal
know
bowls.
until two weeks ago when I
Yeah,
saw
we had
it.
no idea.
Thank you, Karen.
I know. Thank you, Karen Rando.
Yes.
You little nugget.
From the
She's-
center at Forge Pond
Yes.
in East Bridgewater.
Yes. Well, you guys know that's where I had my Spirit Connections event last November,
Awesome.
right? I know. We have to get Karen back on here too. The last time she was on, I don't think it wasn't here, right? I know it was definitely in my
don't remember.
Studio 807, but it wasn't here.
I
She
can't
was
remember
a-
now to save my life.
Okay.
I can't remember anything right now. I have
I
like
know.
this weird pulsating thing going on right here.
Third
and-
eye, right?
Yep.
Wow.
Uh,
I love it.
It feels like it's pulsating right here.
Well, then it is.
I have some crown chakra action going on.
Do you?
Yeah. Because it's like,
That's exactly what it feels like.
yeah. Ooh. Coming in from left field.
Well, if you recognize it, then that's something that your body's calling for.
Right. I
It's
need
like when
more
you're-
Isn't that
spiritual
funny?
help. God.
Well, like when you crave a certain food, it's usually because your body's calling for it.
Well, I think that's why I've been cranky, because I haven't had my usual intake of carbs. And so my body's like,
Thank
It's-
God I came to the rescue
I know.
with my cherry Pepsi
I know.
and my taco salad.
Yay!
It was so good. So good. I had Steph's leftovers.
Ew.
Just, it was 2 bites. 2 bites.
That's all you needed, though. It gave
That's
you a
all I
quick
needed. I just
pick-me-up.
needed that taste of it, and then I was satisfied.
Then you felt better.
I know.
I'm going to throw in a quick question
Oh,
before
okay.
we end. People are saying they want the CD now.
Oh, great.
So,
Thank you very much.
and they would like to know, what do the bowls usually cost?
And where can you get them?
Yes.
Well, you know, it depends on what you want to do. Being a practitioner, I like to have, myself personally, I prefer getting the real deal from the Himalayan region. This bowl here was made in Afghanistan.
Oh, wow.
It used to belong to Thea Sarasu, who was, he's since passed, but he was like the man as far as singing bowls. He recorded a CD with Stephen Halpern, who, as far as New Age music goes, he's right up there. Most of them are made in the Himalayan region. Some of them come from Nepal. Gosh, these 3 bowls came from, they're a set. I bought them together. They were made from antique bowls that had cracked and were melted down again and recast.
Wow.
These 3, I believe they were either $700 or $800. This bowl here was $900. All 7 bowls together cost about $3,000, but you can pay $2,000 for just 1 bowl. But then again, you can go on eBay and get yourself a bowl if you just want to have something around the house to make a tone, or if you're doing a meditation and you just want to strike something to get you into that mindset.
A wine
Then-
glass.
Absolutely. Well, that will give you the one note, like a
Yeah,
crystal bowl.
I learned it when I was
Sure.
very young. Not the wine, but just like the.
Oh, I remember seeing
Yeah.
somebody on Johnny Carson. He used to have the crystal bowls. I'm old. I remember Johnny Carson. He put the crystal glasses and filled them with varying degrees
Yes,
of water
yes.
and wet the top and went around and sang and played music.
I think I learned it in 5th grade, and my mother was like, that's obnoxious, because we'd go out to dinner and it'd be like, let me play these, and
See?
stop it.
You're
Yeah.
a budding bowl
Yeah,
lady right there.
exactly. Who knew? Who
You
knew?
had it in you,
She's
Tiff.
like, drink your Shirley Temple. Okay?
Shirley
Thanks.
Temples,
Yeah.
yeah.
I still drink them today.
Extra cherry, please.
Yeah, I know.
That's me.
Extra, extra.
That's right. But the bowls are more available. There are little shops that'll carry the bowls, and
Probably like a metaphysical shop.
sure, or even
Okay.
they have Tibetan shops in and around Boston.
Ooh, well, yeah, it's Boston.
Yeah, there's one on Beacon Hill I know of, and there's one in Cambridge on Mass Ave, I think right outside of Porter Square. You can pay anywhere from $50 if you get a good deal on eBay, and I've known people who get good deals on eBay. I mean, they get real bowls. People don't know what they're selling. It's just like at a
Right.
yard sale. You know,
Right.
they'll get that one person who has a masterpiece in their
Exactly.
garage, and they sell it for $5, and then they
Yep.
go to Antique Roadshow and find out it's worth $50,000.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
But for the most part, the bowls that are out there are newer, and within 25, 50 years, they're not necessarily antique bowls. The real, authentic antique bowls you're going to pay a lot of money for. And my teacher down in Quakertown, Pennsylvania is at Studio 116, and he has the authentic bowls. He has people coming in from Nepal all the time with bowls that have either been recast from old bowls with the copper that you can't find anymore, or with actual antique bowls. So if you're a practitioner and you're really serious about having the best instruments, then he would be the person to get in touch with Michener NUR.
Wow. So, Stephanie,
Yes, Tiffany.
where are you playing next?
I'll be back at the center on Monday, October 15th at 6:30 to play for whoever wants to show up.
Excellent. Excellent. And so how long, I mean, are you there for a certain time period? Or?
From 6:30 to 8. It's a
Okay.
Monday night, and we keep it at around 90 minutes. I talk for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, but most people know me up there, so I try to keep the talking to a minimum. Of course, you wouldn't know it tonight, right?
No.
Because I like to play so much.
Hey,
I
it's
just
better
wanna
you than
play.
me. I know, better you than me, because
I just like
Not
to play,
tonight.
so I just want to get into it. I'm also certified in Tong Ren, so I'll start
Ooh.
the first 5 or 10 minutes just tapping, just to get
Right.
the blood flow to the brain and get the oxygen moving. And I'll tap around the neck, the vagus for the vagus nerve and the third eye, and you'll see if you start tapping and people are there's kind of
any kind of
going.
I say
attention.
we should have done that too.
Right.
I know.
And if it's a small group, I'll take out my pendulum and just trying to raise the energy, because I have a
Right.
golden hue pendulum that will that emits the frequency of gold, and that just kind of raises the vibration. And I'll just go from somebody from head to toe.
Will you be my friend?
Absolutely.
I'd like to hang out with you.
Only if I can come.
I know.
The more the merrier.
I know.
Come on by. So yeah, so I mean, depending on the crowd, because most of the time I don't take out the pendulum, because people are like, oh, gee, you're a witch, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But people don't understand. They're afraid of, and
Right.
they tend to. But people are entitled to their own opinions, which is
Exactly.
fine. So I respect that. And a lot of times I won't even do the Tong Ren or the dowsing. But for the group at the center, they're pretty open-minded, so I do that. But yeah, so we do that for maybe the first 10 minutes, and then I just get right into it, play for maybe 45 minutes, and then I sit down after I'm through, and 5-10 minutes people start to wake up and stretch and
Right.
deep breath, and then they just talk. Now, there are people who've been up there. I gave a free demo for the group, and some people had come back, and they have a different experience. They're going, wow,
yeah.
I didn't feel that before, or gee, you know.
Well, go ahead. No, go ahead.
It depends on when you're where you are in the room. Because of the shape of the ear and the frequencies coming off of the bowl, you could be standing over there, and then if you move over here, you'll hear the bowls differently. Sometimes you'll hear that wah, 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 wah. You'll hear it over there, but you won't hear it here. And so maybe you just get a different experience. So depending on where you are in the room each time you come, but then again, you could sit in the exact same spot. Maybe I'm set up differently, or maybe your body just doesn't need what you needed
Right.
last time.
Well, I mean, I always say it too when working with energy. It's what's going on with your life at that particular moment in time.
Exactly.
You know, so sure, come back next month, but you might not be having the same issues as you did the month before, or you know, it's the same with communicating with people in spirit.
Yes.
You know, you may have so and so come through one day, and then someone else come through another day. You know,
Right.
only because it's information that you need to hear.
That's right. Maybe you
So-
didn't need to hear that before, but so you
Right.
really need to hit this particular message
Just
at that
like
time.
with the bowls,
Yes.
it's going to pick up on the not frequency,
Well, vibration.
vibration.
Frequency, vibration, whatever you
Yeah.
want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it at this point.
Right.
But seriously, you guys have to try this. This is great.
And hearing it is one thing, you know, on a CD or on the air, but in person, it's really special. And I'm not just saying that because I want you to come in. It's true. Hearing it in person is very, very different. When you get that full body experience, it's very different than just hearing it with headphones or whatever. I have a couple of CDs of the singing bowls, and they're very, very relaxing. But there's nothing like hearing it in person. There really isn't.
Right, and you can be cozy. You can
Yeah.
wear
Oh my
cozy
gosh.
clothes,
Oh.
bring a blanket, bring a mat, lay
People
down.
bring their yoga mats and a pillow and a blanket.
Yeah.
I remember it was an uplifting connection. This couple came in, and I mean, it's like they'd done it a million times. They came in with an air mattress and blankets and a pillow.
Shut
They
up.
set
They
up
brought an
everything.
air mattress?
Yes. It was
That's
so
awesome.
cool.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, also up there, it was cool. They had a woman came in. She was a postal carrier, and afterwards she said that, gee, I felt a pain here in my eyebrow, and she realized that, I don't know, maybe a couple of years before, she was cleaning out her closet, and the cardboard box fell the corner and hit her right here, and it had gone away. But what'll happen sometimes with the bowls, and I've had this with another person too, you'll revisit an injury and you'll feel it, and then it's gone. It's like your body goes through these transitions. Where
Right,
you say,
like getting rid of the scar
right,
tissue.
it's finally, gone. And then she realized afterwards, when she came back a second time, she told me, you know, I came for one thing, but she said, I realized that my knee felt better. And as a postal carrier, you don't want to have a bum knee.
Right.
But she said, I didn't come for that. But when she left, she goes, oh, my knee, and she never had a problem with her knee again.
Oh, I
was,
love it.
It was so cool. So I just
love
love
it.
hearing stories
I
like
bet
that.
you this would be great with Reiki too.
I do have that on my card, so that's a great aid
That's what I was thinking
to
while I
Reiki
was
and yoga.
listening.
Yeah. I did a session for somebody at Willow Rock in Hanover. It's a yoga studio. And we have a demo for the owner. And she curled up on her mat and went to sleep.
Oh, see, that's the best. That's the best.
Yeah, so I'm going to do a candlelight yoga. That we haven't set a date yet, but we're going to do a candlelight yoga thing on a Friday night. So that ought to be very, very, I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Especially after, nobody wants to do anything on a Friday night. Maybe it's just because I'm just old now. But like once it's Friday, I'm like,
I want to
let's
relax.
just chill out. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just chill out.
But I think that's a perfect pairing, though, the candlelight yoga and the bowls.
Oh, definitely. You're going to have to
Nice
let me
and
know.
dark. Okay.
Because that's right near my office in Pembroke.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Well, I'll post it. So, you know.
Steph, do you have any more questions?
I don't.
Okay. Well, I know we are wrapping up. As much
Already?
as I know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Yep.
It's been crazy. It's been crazy. But I want to thank you very much for being part of Spirit Connections. And
Oh, my pleasure.
people, if you want to see her on October 15th at the Center in East Bridgewater, which I highly recommend, you can go see Stephanie Woods, the Singing Bowl Lady. You can also visit her on thesingingbowllady.com. And that gives you even more information if you're zoned out like me. I'm kind of paying attention, not really. No, you know I am. But definitely go on her website and check it out. And keep your eyes open because I'm going to be having Stephanie at my place in Pembroke
Great.
soon. Very, very soon.
Oh, thank
So
you,
I'd love to
Tiffany.
have you. I think that's great. And everybody, until next time, next week, just so you know, we have Christine Linane on. She is going to be talking about her book, Dancing with Rick. So I look forward to seeing you all next week at 7 p.m. Until then, go get some rest. Go take a little nappy nap. All right. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.